Are you ready to live your dream? Motivation, inspiration, and passion. That's what it takes to make dreams come true. Welcome to the Nadia Sahara Show. Our guests will share important tips, insights, and knowledge to help you fulfill your dreams of success. Here's your host, actress, author, entrepreneur, Nadia Sahara.
Hello, everyone. This is Nadia Sahara, your host with the Nadia Sahara Show. Oh, yes, we're going to have a good one for you today. All you dreamers, hang in there. You're going to be motivated, inspired, and educated on my show on how to achieve your dream and never give up. So that is what my show is about. So we are all dreamers. We dream of writing a book, acting in a movie, getting a record label, having our own business, and it goes on and on. We all have a dream. I don't think there is anybody on this earth without a dream. So that's why I invite guests to my show, like the one I'm going to introduce to you today. They share their secrets, their journey, and their challenges, how they did it. What did they do to maintain that success? So today, my guest is someone who is an actress. She just recently starred in a film called Eternal Code that was written and produced and directed by Harley Wallen. So let's bring her on and let's talk to Erika Hoveland. Welcome, Erika, to the Nadia Sahara Show.
Thank you so much, Nadia. I appreciate this conversation, and I appreciate you.
Well, Erika, did I pronounce your last name correctly?
You did, Hoveland.
Oh,
Erika
good.
Hoveland.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So, Erika, it's such a pleasure to have you on my show. I'm so thrilled, and I know I saw the movie Eternal Code, but before we go there, let me go back a little bit so we can go forward in the years. We'll go back to your childhood. Was there a certain point in your childhood that inspired you to be an actress?
Well, that's kind of funny because my mother just recently was going through some old storage containers in the basement, and she found, in elementary school where they make you write a journal and draw pictures and talk about your life, when she found mine from grade 5, and it talked about dreams and what you want to be when you grow up.
Wow.
And mine clearly stated that when I get older, I want to be an actress or a professional tennis player. And I never learned how to play tennis, so I guess acting was the way I had to go.
Isn't that something? That was your destiny.
It was from the start. Not only that, but my mom and dad always said that I was one of those kids that always had a bit of a twinkle in their eye, and it was more about, okay, what is she getting into? What is she planning? What is she, trying to manipulate? So I always had a little bit of the theatrics in me, I guess, from childhood.
That's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what age were you when you started acting, actually?
Well, I started when I did a few shows when I was quite young, like early on in high school with the community theater group. And then I also did plays in high school. Mm-hmm. And then when I actually went into university in pre-med, because I also have a love of medicine, and I thought, okay, this is what I'm going to do. But then I was taking my drama courses as well, and then one drama course after the next drama course, and I just realized that I can't, I need to pursue what I really wanted to do, much to my father's chagrin. But I ended up with a degree in theater from the University of Alberta. I'm Canadian.
Yes.
So this is Western Canada I'm taking my degree in. So I ended up with a degree in theater from that university, and then I followed up with going to 2 separate theater schools or acting programs on the west coast of BC, on the Pacific, so in Vancouver, and then one on Gabriel Island after that. So I did a lot of classical training, stage training, but I also took some specific courses in film acting, intertwined here and there. So
Yes.
that was my beginning.
Wow. Which technique are you familiar with?
Well, we covered them all. I would say I'm more Meisner.
Yes.
I think I'm more about being in the moment and what's there right now.
Yes.
And really, looking into the actor's eyes that I'm working with is where I find what I'm going to say and how I'm going to say it. I can't plan that ahead of time. It comes off of him or them in the scene with me.
Yes.
So I'd say that's my most specific. I was trained. I did do Stanislavski in school, but I would say I'm probably a little bit more Meisner.
Yes, I think I am too.
They all offer a bit.
Well, they do. They do. I think they all take a little bit from each other, especially today. There's
exactly.
And I mean, well, first of all, we know that Shakespeare was the very first one, and everyone took off from Shakespeare. And people took off from Stanislavski. People took off from Meisner. And I'm sure Meisner took from Stanislavski and Meisner. And then others took from Meisner. And it goes on and on and on. Lee Strasberg, all of them, Chubbuck, they all take from someone else. It's like no one was original, except maybe Shakespeare.
Shakespeare. And I adore Shakespeare.
Oh, but he wasn't original either, because it was Plato and Socrates.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, and they say that Shakespeare himself might have been like up to 65 different people, or there's all kinds of different theories that Shakespeare wasn't one person. It was written by several artists. So you never know. Never
know. Isn't it interesting? So I don't think there was anyone before Socrates and Plato, I think, but they were the original. So what was the very first movie that you acted in that actually started you into gear?
Well, I mean, if I go way back, the one that really gave me the bug, do you remember a movie called The Rat Race? It was like in 92. Jerry Zucker was the director of it.
Okay.
And it was just a hilarious comedy, very nonsensical. And they had a scene with Cuba Gooding Jr. where he hijacked a bus, but he hijacked a bus of Lucille Ball impersonators that were headed to a convention, because he's in a race and he needs to get to this one place, and the bus is the only way he could do it. So he ends up with all these Lucille Balls getting into trouble and causing mischief. And I was one of the Lucille Balls, and that definitely gave me a bug, and it was a great experience. And then after that, I kind of stuck to theater and a theater company for a while, until I moved here to Michigan, and I moved here in 2003, and life kind of brought me back. I had kind of moved out of the movie acting for a few years because of life and what goes on. But then back in, I'd say 2008, I really started getting back into it again and had several roles, very blessed to have several roles offered to me.
Yes.
Since then.
Yes.
My first lead was Roadkill: A Love Story, and but different. I was in Sparkle. It was Sam Akil was the director, and it was Whitney Houston's last movie with Jordan Spark, and I had a small part in there as a secretary. I played Curtis Armstrong's secretary in it. And that was a lot of fun because it's a period piece.
Yes.
It's always fun to dress up with fun clothes and big hair.
Yes, that's cool. Yeah. How did you get those parts, from your agent?
Yes, those ones I got auditioned.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Yeah. Well, we had a lot of business here. Oh, you're from Michigan.
Oh, yes. Yes, when the tax benefits were there, lots of filmmakers went there, but then they took those away.
They did. Yeah, they did. And it went quiet for a while. Although I have to say in the last year or so, I'm feeling a resurgence of the independent filmmakers, maybe not the big but
The
studio
independent,
films, because
right.
we don't. But the independent artists really they're starting to come back, it feels like,
Yes.
which is exciting for
Yes.
the area.
Right. Do the independents get tax credit?
There's not a program right now, but there's some hope with the new government that came in the last election that they're pushing for that again.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, that'd be
Yeah.
great. That's wonderful. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, interesting. So let me ask you, is your husband in the business as well?
He is.
Oh, he's
He
an
is.
actor too?
No, he's a producer and film financier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, our
Cool.
company's name is Linmar Entertainment, and he's back and forth to LA a lot, working hard.
Yes.
Working hard in the grind, as you say, but enjoys it. He enjoys what he does as well.
It is a difficult business. It's a lot of work. And when you're on set, it's a lot of work. I understand you completely. I started 10 years ago because life was so tough. Prior to that, I could not. I was just paralyzed. So I got into it 10 years ago. So I understand that part. And I even went out of it for the last 3 years. And now I'm back in again, and I'm trying to get roles. And
I'm glad you're back in it. Did you? So you have your agent, and your agent sends you out on acting?
Yes.
And
yes, my agent, and I haven't really kind of put myself out there yet because I'm still trying to clean up a little bit with my personal life. So I think by January I'll be ready.
Well, you're such a personal person as well. Like, have you ever looked at doing anything other than acting, like you directing or producing, or is it acting is your passion?
Well, I've done producing, and I haven't tried directing, although when I went to college and I majored in theater, my professor, who was the costume designer, the costume design class, she thought that I should be a director.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised at that. Like, I feel because of the way your personality is in reaching out to people and wanting to empower people, their story, that is exactly what a director does. And that's why I asked you is if there's other things, because you seem to have strengths and gifts in those areas as well. So,
well, that's very nice of you to observe that. That's really sweet of you. And I guess I do. I've never tried the directing part, but maybe one day I will. And maybe I'm thinking about producing and directing my own independent films and starting with shorts and just see how it feels and how it looks and go from there.
One step at a time. Exactly.
Yeah. I'm not going to jump and try to get in. I'm not looking for fame anyway. I'm not looking to be famous. I just want to do the work, enjoy what I want to do, and just live my dream. That's all.
Exactly. That's all we should all look for.
Yes.
Right? As long as you're happy, you should be happy living your dream.
Yes, that's what I want. That's exactly what I want. So who are the three people, if there are three people, there may be one or two that have been the most influential to you in your life and what you're doing with your life and your dream?
Well, I would say that when it comes to me as a person, I think of my granny. She as a person just set a role model of what it is to be gracious to people. She was like the epitome of grace, just accepting and very wise, very strong. But she was of that generation where you're strong, but you're strong in the background because she stood up for Grandpa, whatever he did. But yet it was like, what's that saying where Grandpa was the head of the family, but Granny was the neck, and Granny determined kind of the direction that Grandpa went very quietly, but she was in control. Yes. So I would say primarily as a person, I look at her as a role model. My parents I was blessed to be in a very loving, very strong family growing up who supported me and still support me in what I want to do. Career-wise, I've had a couple professors that really pushed me to reach beyond what I thought I could achieve. One was Joel Morello. He was the first to introduce me to Shakespeare and just push me beyond my comfort zone. I would say he would be another one in the craft that was an influence.
Okay, so we're gonna take a short break, and we'll be right back. So don't go away, Erika.
Thank you.
Check out the all-new Nadia Sahari Show. It's today's hottest new talk show and rated 5 stars on iTunes, featuring amazing guests and inspiring stories of today. All genres, all dreams, no limits. Visit thenadiasaharishow.com and get the app for Apple and Android. Easy streaming and listening. Have a business? Why not become a sponsor of the show and take your brand to the next level? Email us at info@thenadiasaharishow.com for our complete sponsor and advertising package deals. Let the show inspire you, motivate you, and educate you to your dream and to your success. Only on and always on the Nadia Sahari Show, the place where dreams really do come true.
And we're back with Erika Hoveland, actress. She is incredible. I saw her. I rented Eternal Code. You did a superb job. Everyone was really good. You did a great job. I really enjoyed.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was great. I felt bad that your husband got shot and killed, but
Oh, spoiler alert.
oh. Anyway, so one of the things I'd like to ask you is, what is the one common myth do you think about the acting business that you would want to debunk and say that it's not true?
I think one of my biggest pet peeves is people who believe that acting is, well, it's not work. Mm-hmm. All you do is you pretend, and you have to memorize a few lines or this and that, but that's all you do, and you get to have a fun time in front of a camera, where people, like, it is work, and
yes,
you have to be trained to be able to do it properly. Yes, anyone can stand in front of a camera and recite lines, but to be able to stand in front of a camera and relate with people and to do it well, you have to put in the work. You can't just expect it to be there on day one, and it's a lot of work.
Yes.
And it's constant training. You have to it's a muscle. You have to, if you don't go to the gym and you don't exercise, mm-hmm, you're not going to be fit. So if you don't work your acting muscle, you're not going to be a good actor. And so I guess that's my biggest pet peeve, is when people just think it comes easily and that it's not a true career. Uh-huh. I get asked so many times, what's your real job? When, when acting, like, that is my real job.
And you're right. You're absolutely right. And it is. It's 14 hours a day, maybe 16. You're there. And it's a lot of work. And it's a lot of sit and wait. And because you're there, and you have to wait till it's your time doing your part, because the story has to go along with everything.
And that's when you're blessed enough to be actually working on a project.
Yes.
But as an actor, you have to be disciplined in between gigs, because it's really one of the only professions out there where you are constantly unemployed.
Yes.
Because as soon as you start and end a gig, you're looking for the next one. You're
That's
not in a
true.
9-to-5 job where you just put on your suit every day and walk in and have a guaranteed lunch hour and a this and that. You have to work your butt off every day, because it's a constantly changing. You have to drive for that.
Yes.
You have to always searching for the next job, which not a lot of people can do.
That's true.
It's an uncomfortable zone where, there's a lot of people that just really thrive and do really well in the corporate environment. I don't think I would be one of those people.
Well,
but,
the thing is that if you are planning to be an actor, you have to make sure that you are financially strong, so that you don't have the pressure and the stress about getting that next role. Because that is the majority of the people's downfall I saw in Hollywood, and that I see in Hollywood, is that millions are working as waiters, waitresses, bartenders, they're doing anything they can to pay the rent and buy food until that next break.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and that is a reality, and waitering and waitressing does allow for scheduling wise. It's often a workable career, but when you're so tight on cash that you're just begging for your next gig, and what it does is it takes the joy out of it.
Yes.
It becomes a panic rather than a dream coming true. You can't relish, you can't enjoy it when it happens because you're so stressed about just real life.
Yes. And then you blow it at your audition.
Yeah.
Because you didn't get any sleep the night before and you had to work 2 shifts. And I hear everybody, I saw it. Oh, it's so sad. It's so sad. And there's millions and millions. But, they're out there trying and they're working hard to do it. And I have to give them credit for that.
Well, and bless them if they're doing it because it's what they love.
That's right. And that's why they're putting up with that pressure.
Right. Exactly.
Yes.
It's what they love.
Yes. So what are the
and if
best...
it's not what you love, sorry, I was
just
going to
go
say,
ahead.
If it's not what you love, I do not recommend acting as a career.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What are the best resources that have helped you along the way in your acting?
My resources, I guess I would say, are human resources, to be honest. And it's when if I have a part or I need advice on a character, or I can read a book. I've got lots of books from university and movies I can watch and stuff like that, which is another. I love watching movies based on characters. But for me, it's about phoning my actor friends. And I have such a great group of support in the acting community here in Michigan. It really is a great group of actors, and I can phone them up and they will help me tape auditions. They will read lines with me, and vice versa. I do the same for them. So I would say my biggest resource are my fellow actors. That's
incredible. I would never think that to be true in Michigan. What city is that?
No, it's true. It's true.
That is really great. I wish I had that. Yeah.
There's some great people here, and everyone's a cheerleader because there's not a lot of opportunities. So when somebody gets it, you want to help.
That is cool. That is really cool. I love that. That's the way life should be. Nobody should be jealous or envious or competing, and because everyone has that role that they're going to get. Not everyone fits every role, and nobody's going to take it away from anybody because we all are different. It all depends on that role and what they're looking for,
Exactly, and they might be looking for you.
That's right.
You don't want to change. You don't want to try to be somebody else. I don't want to try to be my actor friend Susie because she's already got that covered.
Yes.
I need to be me. I need to do me because someday the director is going to be looking for me.
That's right. Yes, sirree. You are so true. That is so true. I applaud you for that. I really do. That's fantastic. Well, now, what would you say to anyone in the audience who has a dream to be an actress? How would they pursue that, and what would you recommend that they do?
Well, I would find somebody that knows a little bit about that can give you some trustworthy advice on where to go to get some training. There's always classes. There's different studios that you can go take some classes at. People, like I said, that you can be introduced to that can share their experiences with you. You need a good headshot. You need to make sure, you have to, in the process of building your resume and your reel, you want to get out there and do everything and anything you can just to get the experience on set. It doesn't matter if you're a PA or a whatever extra. Do it. Get out there and do as much as you can because there's nothing like experiencing it and watching it and seeing what is entailed in making a movie. I mean, it's a city that you need to make a film. So training, experience, and stick-to-itness, if that's a word.
Yes.
If it's something you truly want to do and it's a passion, you got to stick to it, and that's the only way you'll make it in the end. There's a lot of people that, I love it, it's kind of fun, I'll do this, but unless it's what you live and breathe, doesn't mean you're going to make it. Not everybody makes it.
When you get a script and you get your character, what is your technique in reciting your character, your part? What is the process that you go through?
I was just doing that today. I start, of course, I'll go through and I'll read the script a couple times.
Yes.
I need to get the story on a whole, not necessarily my character, but I need to know what scene leads into the next and what's the purpose of this screenplay and the story.
The backstory.
So I read it, the backstory and everything.
Yes.
I read it a couple times, and then I'll go through and I will do the technical stuff, which isn't character work, or it's breaking down the scenes.
Yes.
It's marking the pathway of what storyline moves into the next.
Right.
And then I'll mark which scenes my character's in so that I know what the arc is. And then from there, I start digging into my actual character in the story and what my relationship is to the other people. Because for me, it's all about my relationships. It's not necessarily me. I am established by who I interact with.
Yes.
So in the script I'm working on right now, I'm a wife. So I have a child and I've got a husband and my work environment and this, that, and the other thing. And that will help me start building the backstory and the personality of my character. And then it's about just going through over and over again and starting to work scene by scene, the typical memorization of the lines.
Yes.
You got to have the lines down, but I don't want it, to know how it's going to show. I've got to be on set because I've got to be interacting with my scene partner.
Right. Cool.
I never want to memorize how I say anything because then it never turns out right.
So you don't memorize. You actually just kind of...
Well, I get the words down, but
Yes.
I don't try and picture or put into cement how I see it being delivered or how blocking should be, because it's more fun when it changes at the last minute, because it's more instantaneous.
Okay. So you don't do the verbatim.
No,
okay.
I don't.
Okay. All right. Cool. Huh. Okay. And the writers don't care about that? Because, boy, sometimes writers want you to do it exactly the way they wrote it.
Yeah, no, and I when I say that, I don't mean that I improv my scenes. I do memorize my lines.
Okay.
I just don't memorize. I don't pre-plan how I say them.
Okay.
Because
You're not in your head. You're not in your head.
I'm not in my head.
That's
it's
right.
It's got to be with my acting
That's
partner
right.
and how it's delivered.
That's right.
That's what I mean.
You're in the moment, and you are that person, and you're. It's not in your head. It's just coming out in the moment. That's the Meisner. It's feeling that moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. Yay. You're so adorable. Well, thank you so much. So how can the audience connect with you, Erika?
Well, I'm on Facebook, and I do have an Instagram, Erika Hoveland 1, I believe it is. I don't use it much. I really need to get better at social media, but I am on my Facebook fairly regularly.
Okay.
So, and that's just, again, Erika Hoveland.
Good. Okay. Well, where can they see your movie? I guess it's on everything, Amazon Prime and all that good stuff. Yes.
Yeah, that one's been released. It's on all the different networks and on demand and everything. And I did a couple more with Harley after that. We did a short together that is now I think almost done, that he's going to be starting to enter into festivals, into the festival circuit.
Cool.
And then I did another movie called Ash and Bone with him that's in post-production at this point in time that will be released in 2020. I believe the spring or summer of 2020, I think. I should clarify that with Harley. So yeah, there's a few things happening, which is
good.
Which is exciting.
That's wonderful, wonderful. And you're SAG-AFTRA, of course.
I am, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. You told the listeners where they can connect, and you've been amazing and wonderful and interesting. Mm-hmm. And thank you so much for sharing your life story and your dream with us, because you are going to help somebody out there, even if it's one person. What a difference you'll make. And I thank you so much for what you do, and enjoy your life as an actress. And maybe one day you and I will be in the same movie. That'll be cool.
Wouldn't that be great?
Yes, I would love it. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for this.
Thank you. God bless you. And you have a wonderful, wonderful life. And we'll talk to you soon. And I'll have you back again next year.
Lovely. God bless and take care.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.
I want to thank Erika Hoveland, actress. What a special, special woman she is. So beautiful. She's so wonderful. And you got to get Eternal Code and see her. She did a great job. She was, I think, like a corporate scientist or something like that, and well, I don't want to tell you. I think you should just get the movie, rent it. Amazon Prime has it. That's where I got it. So it's really cool. So I want to thank Erika Hoveland again. Thank you so much, because you enlightened all of us and taught us something. We learn something from everyone, don't we? Isn't it wonderful to learn? I love learning. I really do. Well, I want to thank you so much for listening. To all of you superstars out there, you're wonderful and beautiful, and thank you. Share my show. Go to the NadiaSahariShow.com. Enjoy the listening, and Let's Happy Talk is on there too. So have fun. And if you have a special career or something you want to share, my email is on there. Contact me. Tell me what you'd like to do and what you are doing, that you can reach people who have the same dream. God bless you all, and thank you. And remember, motivation, inspiration, and education. That's what we need. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in with Nadia and her guests. For more info, episodes, and connection, please visit our website, thenadiasaharishow.com. Share episodes with your friends. Follow us on Spotify, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Instagram, and most importantly, never give up. Live your dream.
Latin Connection magazine is a family magazine featuring people of influence, cultural events, and traditions, recipes and photos of Latin food, Hispanics in business. Plus, get news on Latin festivals, Latin entertainment, and Latinos in the fashion industry, and see photos of Latinos in action all over the U.S. Conoce tu vecino y mucho más. We invite you to share your special event with us at LatinConnectionMag.com. Latin Connection Magazine. Conexión Latina y mucho más. Latin Connection Magazine. It's for anyone and everyone to enjoy, no matter who you are.